Welcome to the Michigan State Hockey Hub weekend preview, where Michigan State's coming off of a big sweep against Ferris State, winning at home Thursday night, on the road Saturday, and what an exciting game. Just a hell of a game on Saturday night. Michigan State was down 3-0, came back to win. Nodler, just a beautiful goal to cut it to 3-1. Cole Krieger on just a fantastic pass from Jesse Tucker to cut it to 3-2, Sazana 3-3, Middendorf on a nice feed from Lewandowski, and we'll talk a little bit more about Lewandowski later on to win the game. Just an exciting game. I don't know if I've been as excited about a game since Michigan State had that overtime, I believe it was, win against Ohio State a few years ago when it was like each score was in the 5s or 7s or something. It was a crazy game, but so Michigan State sits now at 6-5-1, 1-3 in the Big Ten. Wisconsin checks in at 4-8, 2-4 in the Big Ten. To look at the Big Ten standings real quick, on top we have Michigan with 15 points, 13 points in second place is Minnesota, third place 12 Ohio State, 6 points for Notre Dame, 5 points for Wisconsin, 3 points for Michigan State, and at the bottom with 0 points in 4 games in the conference is Penn State. These are going to shake up a lot throughout the year, don't get me wrong. They've not played the same amount of games. Most teams have played around 6 or 4 games so far. So, of course, last weekend against Ferris State, you're not going to climb in the standings in the Big Ten, but the pair-wise, it's going to help you out there. So this is a big weekend. I mean, you've got points right now that could shake up the standings a bit. Michigan State theoretically could climb a couple spots, but let's take a look at Wisconsin. Wisconsin right now, we know that they're a talented team. They have, I think, 8 draft picks. Most of those guys are 4th, 5th, 7th rounders. They do have a first-round draft pick in defenseman Corson Ceulemans, and he was selected by Columbus. This is a talented team, but right now that 4-8 record doesn't look great. The 4 series that they've played before this upcoming series have been against ranked opponents. One thing to keep in mind, though, they're 1-5 on the road. This series is in East Lansing, so that does help quite a bit. Last weekend, Notre Dame swept Wisconsin, and I watched quite a bit of the game on Friday, a little bit on Saturday, and I wasn't able to watch a ton of Wisconsin games before this weekend. I watched the Minnesota series, went back and watched that, and a couple others, but they definitely have the talent, and isn't that always the case with them? It seems like Wisconsin always has the talent, and they underperform in terms of their yearly goals. I don't know. I mean, they're definitely a successful team and have been a successful team. I'm not trying to sell them short or anything. But when you look back at some of those rosters, man, they were crazy. Right now, their leading scorer is Brock Caulfield. And you may know Cole Caulfield, who was with the team last year, now with Montreal. Just fantastic. They also had, I think, was Alex Turcotte, I believe, who's with the Kings organization now. So they've lost a lot of talent. But like I said, still plenty of draft picks and high upside players as well. Where they struggle is their special teams. Their power play ranks 53rd right now, which is, there's only 59 teams, and they're only successful on 10% of their power plays. Their PK ranks second to last, 58th, 61.8%. Like I said, Cole Caulfield leads the team in points with only 5. They're not putting up a ton of goals. I think they have 20 on the year. I think Michigan State has about 24. Their goalies right now, they've been splitting time. Cameron Rowe and Jared Moe have been splitting the time. Moe has the .932 save percentage, Rowe .859. Each of them are 2-4 right now. Now let's just take a look at Michigan State. 4-2 at home. They've been playing well, and one of those losses was against Michigan, very talented team. But that was a really close game. And that if you told me that Michigan State won that game, it would not be a surprise. They played well enough to win that game. So I like what we've seen from the Spartans so far this year. Still plenty of room to grow. Still a lot of things to work on. But they have not given up an even strength goal in their last 8 periods. I heard Coach Dan Cole mention that on his radio show this week, which is just ridiculous. But that emphasizes the point to stay out of the box. It is amazing to me how many stupid penalties this team takes. And I know I've said it on the previous previews as well as keys to the game and whatnot, but it's just a continued emphasis. They have to find a way to stay out of the box. A lot of these penalties are avoidable. They're not always aggressive penalties that you can write off as, oh, that's okay, whatever. These are stupid penalties. It seems like Joshua and the Krieger twins are taking at least one a game. And that's kind of what happened against Ferris State last weekend when they got down 3-0. I think it was, I don't remember who the initial penalty was on, but Joshua made a 5-on-3 in which they scored on. It's stuff like that. Now, while Wisconsin is not playing their power play very well, last year they were incredible on the power play. It's not a system thing. They may not have kind of clicked yet this year. Maybe I know they don't have the talent that they had last year, but what I'm saying is they don't have a bad system in place. This team is still talented too, so Michigan State needs to do better on that. Michigan State's power play, 21.9%. They've already scored more goals on the power play this year than they did all of last year, so it has been improved. With Lewandowski back now, you hope that number just continue to tick up as he plays more. 84.6% on the penalty kill. One of the main things this year is Josh Nodler's growth. I am amazed by, not really amazed because I knew he had it in him, but it's amazing to me just how much better he looks. Not that he was ever a bad player, but he's tied with Lewandowski as team lead in points with 10. Each of them have 4 goals and 6 assists. Nodler's winning faceoffs at 52% mark right now, and he's just stronger on the boards. Really cerebral player. He is just awesome. I love watching Josh Nodler play. Just a super smart, high hockey IQ player. Eric Middendorf, I know I talk about him all the time. Love this guy's game. 3 goals this year, all were game winners. And that one on Saturday, he got it right in the slot, fired a puck, missed it. Lewandowski got it, just kind of shoveled it back towards the front of the net where Middendorf was to tap it home and win. I went nuts. I don't know if you all saw my video after the game, but I do quick 2-minute videos, and I was probably all kinds of confused and wrong just because I was so excited and just like emotional, just fired up from that win. Jesse Tucker's a guy that we should also talk about. I know I talk about him a lot too. I just love the way he plays. He got a little bit of a larger role when Lewandowski was out. We've seen him play a little bit of center, which he did once against Air Force, I believe, and then came back in and saw some center. He had a beautiful pass last weekend, assist in each game against Ferris, and he had the pass that set up Cole Krieger's kind of a behind-the-pass type of spinning pass, I guess you would say. Just I don't even know how to describe it really, but beautiful pass. Nicholas Mueller is playing really well on defense. He has 9 block shots, leading all forwards in that category. Huge on the penalty kill. I know Coach Cole in his pressers and radio show have been kind of hyping him up, how he's playing well. A little bit more offensively would be great, but I mean, if you're getting that defensively, that's all you can ask for. Let's talk about the return of Mitchell Lewandowski, the 5th-year senior. Total difference maker. He came in, was just making plays everywhere, making smart plays. And he did have the assist on the Nodler goal. That one was, Michigan State was just down 3-0. They needed something to go right. He kept the puck in play. Nodler was right in front of the goalie. Lewandowski was just up from him. And it was just kind of a deflection pass almost. And it trickled out in front of Nodler. He turned around, forehand, backhand, shelved it. It was beautiful. The return of Lewandowski is just so big. You get a smart player who can handle the puck well. We all know how he can score, and he's just playing at a really, really high level right now. So, fantastic game from him on Saturday night. Drew DeRitter seems to kind of be running away with the job right now. .938 save percentage, just winning games. Really solid. I know once they got down 3-0, it's easy to get out of that game, but this team just continued to fight, and I just loved what we saw from Drew DeRitter. And Thursday night, he was fantastic. I just don't see why Cole would go back to kind of the splits that he was doing at the beginning of the year. Nothing against Pierce. Fantastic goalie. He's going to be able to take over next year and really run with that job as well. A quick prediction before we get out of here of this weekend. I'm going to go with a split. This is the third prediction. First was against Michigan. I said sweep, and that Michigan State would get swept, and they did. Prediction last weekend was a split. Each home team wins, and I was wrong. Michigan State swept. So I'm going to go with a split this weekend. Let's go with the win. Well, I really want to see what Wisconsin does goalie-wise first, but I'll just go split. I'm not going to predict which game necessarily, but hopefully this is a good one. I'm going to be putting out the quick reaction recap videos after the game. I will not be able to do that Saturday as I will watch the game. Well, I'll put one out, but I will not watch the game live due to a Thanksgiving event. But I will be rewatching the game and putting out some video and some thoughts, and I will actually have a guest on soon. As you all can probably tell, I'm still trying to get used to this little microphone podcast thing. I'm a little shaky, so it's going to be nice to have a guest on to be able to have a conversation instead of just go over talking points. But he will come on, and I'll announce him and put it out on social media once he's comfortable with that and we get the date and time set. But he's going to preview a game and kind of go over the first half of the year, and I hope to have guests on often, as there's so many people out there that know so much more about hockey than me. I don't play hockey, and I'm just a fan like anyone who's watching this, and I just enjoy putting out the content. So thanks for watching. Go Green.